coming into price action, we want to kind of see who has the control. Is it buyers? Is it sellers? And when the reversal is happening, we kind of want to be able to catch that volatility once it's happening. But in order to do that, we have to focus on the confirmations that price gives us. So moving on with price, we have a lower high that ended up creating a lower low. Well, focusing on the candles, it's lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, a quick retest, and then creating the lowest low at this point over here. So I'll declare the chart, and then we can focus on the last range, which would be this portion all the way down to this portion. This would be the external range that created the last low. This is me reading the price, okay? Now internally, you can see that we have a push from the lower high to the lower low, lower high, lower low. Wicks, no body close over, so I wouldn't consider this a higher high, and then a lower low, and this is the lowest low that was formed. Again, I'll declutter the chart, and we'll start focusing on having these internal structures being marked as this portion over here and this last one over here. This is the last internal range. This is an external and this is an external, because this is the start of the push and this is the end of the push. Now, everything that's going on in between, we have to focus on, because here's where we see that, okay, sellers are no longer having lower lows being formed, but rather buyers are stepping in the market. You have this first push, we have this second push, creating the first break of structure, and then we have the final push that breaks the external range. Focusing on the beginning of the whole push, this would be the final confirmation that we're looking for, and it would be this last break of structure over here. So I'll declare the chart again, and I'll have them marked, and then we'll move on to see how we can find a potential trade, right? So looking at the breaks of structures, we have this one being the first internal range being broken. So this would be the first break of structure, and then I'll just copy paste it another time, and we have the full external range being broken, showing buyer control, and we have this range over here being broken, also showing buyer control. So we kind of want to reverse engineer it and kind of find where that momentum started in order for us to have this precise trade to take place. Let's reverse engineer it together, right? What started this push that led all the way to this upside? And it's around here. When you see these big bullish impulses with no retest, well, all of this is imbalance. So if you can focus on this zone, this is the last candle, and I'll take it all the way to the low, and then we'll refine as we go. This is on the 30-minute time frame, so I'll then quickly later on drop to the 10-minute time frame and see if we can find a potential entry. Now, me looking at the chart over here, I really love that two-leg check that we have, and that two-leg check consists of, we have a push to the downside, then we have the first push, no more lower lows being made, and then we have this first leg, then we have this second leg, and then we have a retest. Now this retest could be either to this demand zone over here, or this one over here, or this one over here, for price to then create the higher high. Or potentially, if this was something like this happening over here, and then we have another trade, boom, price could create a higher high over here, and then maybe continue to sink. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work around it together. So this is the zone. This is a big zone, which obviously needs refining. I will go down to the 10 minutes because now I want to see how price will be reacting on my demand zone over here. 10 minutes. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna refine to this candle over here. This imbalance is what I'm really interested in. Everything under is already mitigated, so your demand could be something like this. If you want to add more breathing room, it could be something like this. But I just want to show you how price could be, well, hopefully could be pip perfect. Now, this would be the demand zone. I'll take it to this candle, as this was the last candle before the push to the upside. Everything before that was mitigated, which means everything before that was already tapped into and served its purpose. Our last imbalance would be somewhere around here. So this would be the imbalance that I'm looking to trade. So all we have to do is wait for price to tap, and we have to set our zones over here. So what I will be targeting is, let's go back to the 30 because this is where our analysis started. And then I will be targeting let's say demand, well, let's say tapped into here, give it a little bit of breathing room under this one, and maybe target this high over here. Entering this trade, if it goes to a profit, usually what I do is I'd risk 1% to gain a potential over here 6.38%. So on a $100,000 funded account, this would be $6,380 on one singular trade, and that's it. Doesn't have to be one day, doesn't have to be 1 month. It's one singular trade. So here's what I'm looking at. We have this demand zone over here, which I like. I'm giving it a little bit of breathing room, especially for the spreads, especially for, price might wick you out without you liking it. Well, because also this is only a 10 pip stop loss taking on a 67 pip take profit. So all we got to do now is just wait for price to come down, and we want to kind of see rejection that happens within our zone. So I'll wait for it. We are still not in the trade. Clearly, now, yes, with seller momentum and just the retest, we will start having this tap into it. Now, okay, so after you see this over here, you can see that price has tapped into the zone. So now we're starting to see rejection. So now we are in the trade, right? After we see the rejection, we are now in the trade, targeting the same levels, this being retested. So now I'm targeting this lower high over here, and then I will be out of the trade. So if I target this lower high over here and then price ends up doing something like this, I'm not worried that I've lost money and I've left money on the table. I'm mostly focusing on having these small consistent profits along the way, and having this mental clarity serve me its purpose. Or if price does something like this could eventually do us justice. We would actually love to be in this trade because we were able to kind of extract all the juice from this. So now, without further ado, let's get started and let's watch the trade run. Exactly. So quickly thereafter, you're going to be able to see that price, after having this complete retracement, is going to go to its profit, target the previous low, or move on to the next liquidity cycle. These things could be a little bit annoying. Let's hope it doesn't take us back to break even. But even if it does, at least now we have the concept being set, and at least now we know why we're trading the way we're trading. Starting with the wait, let's hope it doesn't go to break even. I'm pretty sure this should be okay. Anyways, I was saying we have this lower lows that stopped and started creating higher highs, not once but twice, then giving us the confirmation with the rejection, with the quick momentum back to the top, going back to the previous last structure point over here. So yes, here you could see that buyers are also stepping in. Clearly over here it's buyers gaining the momentum. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so this would be the take profit, and then it could go to wherever. I just don't like seeing where it's gonna go, just so I don't get confused or having this this fogginess that's like, oh, maybe I should have not closed, maybe I should have been in the trade longer, and all that kind of stuff. So this is one of the trades that I really like. It's quickly after the reversal, moving from bearish momentum, creating lower lows, to then creating the first higher high, finding the imbalance, going back to the demand zone, finding the external range, seeing that the internals are having breaks of structures, basically seeing buyers stepping into the market. And then after we fill this last final gap, we are ready to take the trade. Notice how after we filled this final gap, all of this over here created this huge push to the upside. Also here, if I, let's say, targeting a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 6, basically this would have been really, really fast. Not even 2-3 hours, But, it is what it is. We can't really decide everything in the charts. The outcome of trading is random, and at the end of the day, we have that edge that we need to be operating on, and other than this, we have no say. And as always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can click the link below. There's a newsletter that I would always be sending you weekly value. It's completely free. Just click it and it's all yours. Other than this, please do comment below what topics you would like for me to discuss. This way I can provide as much value as possible. And this is how I know you guys are liking this content, which means also do like this video and subscribe. And as always, I will see you on the next one.